Hey, Coach, you said on Friday that the number one thing the team needed to improve upon from Miami was to be clinical in front of both goals. Uh, Do you feel the team did well enough on both ends in that area tonight?
We say yes. It's just the final execution in the attacking half. I think we were not as clinical as I wanted, but yeah, I think we did a good game.
Felipe?
Gonzalo, this is obviously a big tournament for MLS and for the league. Garthalago was saying earlier this year that this is a huge tournament for Atlanta United. The preseason was built around playing against Mexican sides, and now you guys are out of the tournament, the second tournament that Atlanta United is eliminated from this season. How disappointing is it? And what's obviously MLS Cup to play for, but just what's the assessment right now?
Very disappointed with this one. I think we deserve better, but this is football. I saw a big improvement in the team. I think we did a great job in many different phases of the game, but football is like this, and we couldn't succeed on this one. We'll be, of course, reflecting and trying to assess our performance overall and try to be better. That's always the goal. There are 10 games left in the season. August the 20th, Seattle Sounders away. It's a big task for the team, and so we have now 3 weeks to prepare that and to go for those 30 points and try to get as many as possible.
Go down here on the end.
Gonzalo, you talked about those little moments that happen in matches, and it looked like one came up in the first half when Cruz Azul scored in the first half. Again, the attacker left open on the left side. I mean, what is the breakdown in that situation, and again, how does Atlanta United correct it?
Yeah, I think it was a mistake. I think we were doing a good job on solving those long switches of play, shifting over properly. We tried to be more aggressive, especially with the wingers, and in that play, Miles jumps for the ball, and Ronald with so much energy and trying to do the best, he goes for the same ball, and then both of them don't make contact, and then the second ball goes for them inside the box. So that's what happened. It's of course a mistake, but it's unfortunate because the team was doing a good job.
Go down front here with Donnell.
Coach, with the exception of the guy in Miami, is Amado the best player in MLS?
He's the best player for me, but obviously it's up to opinions. I think Thiago had a very good performance again. I think having a lot of players now that he can combine with help a lot. I think, of course, Tristan, you saw a little bit of who he is and why we signed him. But also Rossetto, Amar. I mean, there were so many good possession sequences where when Thiago is around those type of players, I think he's going to shine even more. So he had a big game, but unfortunately, again, in penalties, we're out.
Go to John in the middle.
Coach, you mentioned briefly about the debut of Muyumba. I wanted to know what you thought specifically more of his game tonight and also of Edwin's game, bringing you that speed down the left-hand side, creating opportunities with Mosquera and Muyumba. What did you think?
Yes, well, starting with Edwin, I think he changed a little bit the game for us. We were paying attention to our right side. We were not as decisive in the first half. I think Riveros was doing a good job on Brooks. And then we tried to change that with Edwin. Eventually, he impacted the game. He had the assist in Thiago's goal, and he was very, dangerous on both sides. He brings energy, and he's very good at unbalancing the opponents, getting into prime assist zones, dangerous areas. And of course, the development for him is the decision making and the final pass. But he had a very good game as well. And Tristan, who I'm very impressed with, of course, you always watch film on signings, and you are excited about that and what he can be, but you never know until you see him live, right? And there were good moments in training sessions, And today you saw what he can bring. A physical guy, a guy that changed the pace, that plays simple, but also can dribble past people, that his decision making is very good, he's clever, and also can unbalance the back line with some runs inside the box. And he's still not 100% fit. So it's looking forward to his development and his integration to the team and him fully fit. I think he's going to be a great signing for us.
Back here, back right.
Gonzalo, buenas noches. Felipe Valenzuela, Univisión Los Ángeles. ¿Qué decepcionado estás con el equipo? ¿Qué te falló para obtener la victoria? ¿Y qué te ha parecido el torneo de la Leagues Cup? Si es una buena opción para los equipos de la MLS, para la Liga MX, y que también se suspende por de pronto la temporada, ¿no? No sé si baja el ritmo o sube el ritmo.
La verdad es que tu primera pregunta no sé si es decepcionado por el resultado o decepcionado con el equipo. Estoy muy decepcionado con el resultado, pero muy orgulloso del equipo. Se brindaron al 200%, hicieron un grandísimo esfuerzo. Creo que por grandes lapsos del partido superamos a Cruz Azul, fuimos mucho más peligrosos, generamos muchas ocasiones de gol en mi forma de verlo. Y no pudimos concretar, que es la parte que es lamentable del encuentro, porque los muchachos jugaron muy bien al fútbol. Y bueno, después lo del torneo, pues así es, esas son las reglas, ya sabemos, y bueno, trataremos de ajustar. Tenemos 3 semanas para preparar el próximo partido de liga y tratar de llegar en la mejor forma física y mental.
We'll take 3 more questions from the room before we get to the Zoom.
Gonzalo.
We'll go back here, back left.
Gonzalo, ¿cómo va? ¿Todo
¿Qué
bien?
tal? ¿Todo bien, Diego?
Bueno, nada, quería preguntarte más allá de lo futbolístico, que ya lo has charlado, lo has tocado. ¿Cuánto duele esta derrota hoy, en este momento, esta eliminación? Después habrá tiempo para pasar la página, enterrar este mal momento, mejorar de cara al futuro, pero ¿cuánto te duele a vos hoy, en este momento, y cuán dolido está el grupo?
Duele mucho, la verdad es que duele mucho, Diego. A veces es difícil decir cuándo duele más, y cuando no haces bien las cosas duele por eso, pero cuando las haces bien yo creo que duele más, porque el equipo creo que hoy se merecía mucho más. Y una vez más, yo creo que este tipo de detalles tenemos que aprender de ellos. Tenemos un plantel joven y hay que aprender de esas situaciones. Entonces estoy triste obviamente por la eliminación, pero estoy muy orgulloso del equipo. El esfuerzo que hizo fue extraordinario. Creo que pusimos muy buen desempeño y desafortunadamente estamos fuera. Ya pronto vendrá la reflexión, lo que hay que hacer y bueno, encaminarnos al partido que viene.
All right, we'll come back down here in front. Doug, get a microphone down there.
Yeah, 2 questions. Did you ask the referee about the handball in the first half, and did you receive an explanation? And what will be the focus of the team's practices, training over the next couple of weeks before that Seattle match?
Yeah, we asked about the handball. They say no handball, so I haven't seen it again. So I don't know. I haven't seen that play. And then, well, first of all, continue with the integration of Tristan, the integration of maybe, a couple players that may come. And then I think we have to take this game as an example of what we have to do every time we're on the field. I think the level of commitment, the aggression that we show in the pressing, the collective organization to disrupt the opponent from the back. I think we had a very, very good game in terms of build-up, play out from the goal kick, creating chances, dangerous chances. I think, of course, defensively, solidifying the back line is a big point of emphasis for us, where I think still overall in the big scheme of things, we are doing a good job, but obviously those lapses, those moments where those individual mistakes are hurting the team. So we will try to message that, to play with a little bit more. It's not even urgency, because today's mistake was out of a lot of urgency. We made a mistake, so kind of understand better those moments. And then the final third, I would say that we were very good against a team that, of course, is very experienced, that they knew how to play this type of matches. So they play a bit of a deeper line, and it was challenging for us to create chances, but we did. But still, we will try to emphasize more in a little bit more patience in the final third, whether it's we go on one side and then we are forcing things in there where maybe it's not the time, and we have to move the ball fast side to side, trying to go on the other side and try to balance better the back line to create better type of chances. I think that's a point of emphasis, and of course the finalization of our plays, like being picking the better crosses, picking the better through balls, the right movements, and the right finishing. The last touch, I think, we're missing. So those will be the emphasis, very likely.
All right, we'll take one more question in the room. Before we do, the Atlanta United Mix Zone is now open. If you're on Zoom and you have a question, please use the raise your hand function, and we'll call on you in a second. We'll go right down front, Felipe.
Gonzalo, Garth also said earlier this year that he would wait until the end of the summer to assess, the entire project. Curious if you've had that conversation with him yet, and these two players that you mentioned that are coming in, what areas of the team are they going to strengthen? What are the weaknesses that you want to address?
Well, the first question, I have multiple conversations in different moments of the days. I mean, I cannot recall. Yesterday, I talked to Garth, for example, for different things. What's the status of the team? A lot of things. We have good communication. We haven't really, put, a report or anything like that to assess everything and to evaluate the moment of the team, the roster, everything. We haven't. Yeah, we've been very busy with games, but we will do for sure. And then the second question is more for me, for Carlos. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you this every time you ask about the signings. I'm just giving you, of course, we are looking forward to sign a couple players, and when that happens, we'll announce it. And, there are certain areas, of course, that we want to strengthen, but I will leave that to Carlos.